Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever, wherever you are watching this. My name is Marcus Octavius, and you are in the Foxxhole. Wow, what a week! Definitely, for me personally, and in terms of national news, it has definitely been one of the longer weeks that we've had in a very long time. And obviously, if you're looking at the shirt, you understand why I'm saying this, and I'm going to get to this particular subject in about 2 seconds. Um, First of all, let me address the sort of 800-pound gorilla in the room, and that is the gentleman who was, I believe, currently diagnosed as crippled in Wisconsin. Personally speaking, ladies and gentlemen, I try not to use this particular show, this particular program, as a way to extensively air my personal grievance. Um, I will simply say this: there is a lot going on with that particular case, and we're still finding things out day after day. I understand that the gentleman in question um, has something of a criminal record, and there was a warrant out for him. I will simply say again, and this is something that we all need to keep in mind and we all need to remember, is that there's a reason that these marches are happening. And regardless of one particular man's uh, background, this is something that is a serious matter and it needs to be addressed. So please keep that in mind in whatever you say. We're all trying to get to the same place, which is beyond COVID, beyond all of this mess, to a much better and brighter day. Having said that, there are a couple of people who will have to be looking down on us. I know personally, I lost a friend of mine, a young man, who was a son, a father, and a wife. Somebody who, in his own way, sort of looked up to me. And he was close to a lot of me and my friends. And of course, if you've watched any of the news, if you're a fan of movies, of biopics, or of any of the Marvel movies, you've heard that the Black Panther himself, Chadwick Boseman, lost his fight with colon cancer after 4 years and passed away last night, August the 28th. Let me just go on record as saying that if there's one thing that Black Panther did prove, it's proving that a black male lead can bring in the bucks. Now, a lot of people argue that it's a Marvel movie. I've personally seen Marvel movies that were not very good, and I've seen Marvel movies make big bucks that probably should not have. Black Panther, and I'll just go on record as saying this: Black Panther was to me what Wonder Woman was to a lot of female friends I know. It was that movie. Some would argue that it's not. To me, it is. Chadwick actually was born in Anderson, South Carolina, which is about 30-40 minutes from where I live. So, it's particularly close to me. And there's all the emotions, all the feelings. I've peeked in on Facebook. It has been a long week for me. And I was going to stay off Facebook the weekend, and then Mr. Boseman passed away. So I've been seeing tributes all day. There's petitions, there's write-ups, even a group of people want to get a statue made of the man. He was certainly a great actor. For those of you who do not know, he's other than Black Panther, he's also known for many of his biopics, including portraying Jackie Robinson, James Brown, and Thurgood Marshall in a number of movies. So definitely a diverse actor. He also had the pleasure of working with Kevin Costner in the movie Draft Day about the Cleveland Browns football organization. So definitely a diverse actor. We're going to miss him. Rest in peace, Mr. Boseman. And that is that. On to the music itself. The Shore Leave Weekend is shaping up very nicely. My Tribal and Such playlist is going to be very diverse. I've got music from Japan, the British Isles, Africa. Excuse me. It is definitely going to be a mixed bag of traditional and traditionally inspired sounds. Of course, the Shore Leave After Dark, 45 videos of nothing but dance music, and the class itself that will follow it, African versus Arabic drums. So the Shore Leave weekend, if the event is already posted on Facebook, find me on Facebook, Marcus Octavius 5, and you should find the event. Now, for the news that a lot of you have been waiting for, I will post the event page tomorrow on August the 30th. However, Saturday, September 26th at 2 p.m. will be a live basic Middle Eastern drum class by yours truly. Some of the details that I can tell you is that it will be on Zoom, and the link to that particular format will be posted the day of. I am still trying to decide if the class will be for free or if it will be donations. All that information will be posted on the event page as information is allowed. But mark your calendars, September 26th, 2 p.m., live basic Middle Eastern drum class, Marcus Octavius teaching. Now, let's get to the list. Prince, KMFDM, Aesthetic Perfection, Ritual House, and OutKast all jump back into the Foxxhole. This particular week is sort of slow going. It's a mid-tempo music. You got some of your usual mixed bags of alternative rock and some more gothy type music. But this is a sort of slowdown to a build-up for what's going to happen next weekend. So first up, I would like to feature the Webb Sisters out of Kent, England. They are a pair of sisters who dabble mostly in folk rock. 3 albums to their credit, also 4 EPs, two featured singles. They are predominantly, as well as being artists and musicians themselves, they're mostly touring backup performers. They've been featured on songs by Sting, Edie Brickell, Natalie Maines of The Chicks, or used to be the Dixie Chicks, Tom Petty, and Leonard Cohen. As a matter of fact, they toured extensively with Mr. Cohen, who has, of course, been on the playlist before multiple times, and has been cited that his version, along with the Webb Sisters singing backup on Hallelujah, has been one of the highlights of that particular tour. So, folk rock sisters, the Webb Sisters, in the Foxxhole. The Heavy, out of Somerset, England, is a blues alternative group, a 4-piece. 5 albums to their credit. Their claim to fame is being mostly in multiple media coverage. Their songs have been used all over movies and movies and TV. They've been featured on things like The Vampire Diaries. They have a song featured on FIFA 09, which is the soccer game from EA Sports. They've also dabbled apparently in professional wrestling. One of their songs was used in the 2013 Royal Rumble, put on by World Wrestling Entertainment, and they've also had music featured on True Blood. So, blues rock outfit The Heavy, black lead singer, very good group. Been meaning to dabble with them a little bit as well. Frontline Assembly out of Vancouver is a Bill Liebd project. He was a part of Skinny Puppy, who was, of course, been featured on the Foxxhole before. He left the group in '86 to venture out and do his own thing. Mostly an industrial band, sort of goth dance party mainstays as Frontline Assembly, built big name for themselves. 16 studio albums to their credit, a number of side projects, 6 including Fear Factory, which has also been featured in the Foxxhole and is another sort of goth dance party mainstay type group. So Frontline Assembly. And my senior officer for this week is definitely an individual that needs very little introduction, and I'm not going to do any drum roll please, but there's a very unique reason I have him as a sort of senior officer this week, and that is Michigan's own Stevie Wonder, R&B and soul legend, 26 albums, 23 Grammys to his credit. One of the reasons I'm featuring him on this list is that, of course, a lot of my list consists of lower tier artists or independent artists or alternative artists. And one of the things that a lot of people don't know about Stevie Wonder is that he fought for a lot of artists' rights, including artists getting proper compensation, artists having creative control, and he also was one of the first black artists to embrace new technologies in music, including the Moog synthesizer and a drum machine. So directly influencing a number of at least new wave acts who incorporated those musics into their own sort of sound, as well as the adoption of many funk layered sounds from bass players and drum beats therein. So let's hope that next week gets a little bit better, ladies and gentlemen. I know that, we're sort of getting out of the quote-unquote dog days into what we hope will be better weather and better times. So, let's hope we get there. Please like, share, subscribe. All the links are down below: Facebook, Twitter, and my email. I'm Marcus Octavius. Enjoy the list, as always.